Hey guys, this is our second Division weekly vendor video. Probably will do one more after this, and after next week, we'll see if there's enough interest for me to keep doing them. But for now, let's get to the items. The DZ02 vendor is selling a Rush Holster. Has all three stats with protection from elites and mobile cover health. Mobile cover is kinda and protection from elites is good for challenge missions, although at 5% I can't imagine it's really doing a ton on its own. I don't think the talent is anything super special, but for solo play where you don't have a lot of healing, it's not too bad. These are alright. I like having the full set of stats on a holster, but the bonuses are just kinda whatever. They do only cost 10,000 Dark Zone credits, and if you're rank 50, that's probably nothing to you. So if they're better than what you have, then just grab them. But I don't think there's any rush to level up to 50 to get this. The DZ03 vendor is selling the custom P416 G3 assault rifle. We have Meticulous, Destructive, and Commanding as our talents. Destructive is pretty good for challenge missions and otherwise well-armored targets. Meticulous is not terrible, but you need to be killing a lot of easy-to-kill things to really maximize its potential, although if you kill something and you're using a weapon with a large magazine, then it gets a little bit better. And Commanding kind of has the same thing going for it as Meticulous. For example, if you pop your tactical link and get a kill, it's going to add less than 2 seconds to the duration. I'm not a huge fan of the bonus, but all of the talents have pretty low requirements. 8100 damage on an assault rifle at item level 30 is slightly above average, but nothing insane. However, once again, it's only 20,000 Dark Zone credits, so if you're somehow rank 50 and this ends up being better than what you have, you might as well get it. But once again, no reason to rush to rank 50 to pick this up. The SMG below it actually has a good damage roll, but the bonuses aren't too special. Responsive is pretty good, but Vicious turns into nothing if you're down even 1 health, which is why I really don't like it too much. The DZ04 vendor is selling the Advanced Performance mod with crit chance and smart cover deployment range. The crit chance is actually pretty nice, but the smart cover deployment range is pretty bad, so this is going to be a pass. The DZ05 vendor isn't selling a high-end item, but the thing he is selling isn't too shabby: crit and accuracy. Worth grabbing if you're short an optics mod. The blueprints aren't anything special: accuracy on the muzzle, crit on the magazine, hipfire on the grip, and accuracy on the optic. Magazine, you want magazine size and weapon damage or crit. Grip, you probably don't want hipfire. Accuracy on the muzzle isn't too bad, and neither is accuracy on the scope, but either way, nothing insane here. The big guy in the Dark Zone DZ06 is selling a few items. First, the Navy MP5N submachine gun for 207 credits. The talents are Commanding, Talented, and Fierce. Considering the average build isn't running very high electronics, unless you're running a unique electronics focused build, you're probably not unlocking either of the bonuses, and either way, they're not that good for a general build. I just haven't found a system yet where any bonuses that revolve around kills giving you bonus skill power and stuff is super viable yet. With the Vector being as good as it supposedly is, and it is, I don't think you need to burn credits on this thing. I'd rather just pick up the blueprint and try and craft one on my own. The Gunslinger Vest feels like one of those random drops that you get at the end of a challenge mode, just a smattering of stats with no real theme. The talent is pretty good, 13% reduced cooldowns for heals. The firearms roll is sub 500 on an item level 31 item, not a good start. Health on kill isn't as good as damage to elites. I'd rather see more damage or even armor on there. Then we have increased kill XP, whoop-de-doo, followed by a mod slot and 8.5% first aid self-heal, both of which of those are not too bad. That being said, I don't really think you need to waste money on this. It doesn't feel like anything super special, but if it's maybe something you want to pick up for Dark Zone farming with the increased kill XP, you could go for it. The Gunslinger Holster also isn't anything remarkable. The talent is decent, cover-to-cover moves return any health lost over 5 seconds. 519 firearms is average, and 551 stamina is above average. Protection from elites ain't too bad, but pistol damage definitely is, and ballistic shield damage is really a whatever stat. Once again, nothing special here. Pistol damage is not a good choice, and it's not really worth re-rolling it. This backpack isn't too bad. Low firearms roll, but crit damage, burn resistance, which is probably the most common exotic damage, smart cover damage increase, and turret health. You could re-roll the turret health or the smart cover damage increase to something else, whatever floats your boat, but if you have to re-roll both, maybe not as worth it. Finally, the special gear vendor. We have a pistol and 2 holsters to check out. The pistol, well, it's a pistol. Don't bother. Put your credits towards something more useful for the time being. Don't use your money on a pistol. The first holster has Nimble as the talent, average firearms, above average stamina, protection from elites, pistol damage, and pulse critical hit damage. Well, you're going to have to reroll that pistol damage if you end up buying this, so that's another 30 credits to sink into this. The protection from elites isn't really appealing unless you're stacking it, so that's another kind of negative, while the pulse crit damage is pretty nice. With 2 stats to reroll, I would pass. The second holster comes with above average firearms, way below average stamina, and slightly below average electronics. Skill haste is nice, and so is pulse critical hit damage, assuming you run that skill. If you don't, you better start running it or get ready to reroll that skill attribute. This holster ain't too shabby. I like the triple stat roll, I like the skill haste, but you can reroll the haste into a mod slot if you want. If you need to reroll both stats, then it's probably not worth it. Otherwise, it's a pretty decent holster. I just wish the stat rolls were a little bit higher. Anyway, guys, once again, let me know your feedback if you think I should continue doing this. We are another week into the game, which means more people hitting higher levels, so, we'll see how this does. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.